Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy. Hello. Hello. How you doing? How you doing? Hey? Good boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, bang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy. Hello. How you doing? How you doing? Hey? Good boy.
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, bang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up, that's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy.
Hi everyone, how's it going? Welcome on in to the first stream of the week, Monday here. Manny here from the Guitar Show. How you doing? Hope you're all well. I'm starting to rug up. It's getting a bit cool. First day, second day of winter here in Australia. 2nd of June. Okay, neck. Fix that, patch that cut, trimming that down now, and we're going to get to probably carving this guy. See how we go today. We want to get that carve done, and then we can worry about radiusing that once I get the carve right. How are we all doing? Leslie's in the house. Let's have a look at our beautiful, I've sanded all the burn marks off there. There's the shape. You can see that now quite clearly. So that girl's done. I'll put a bit of spritzy spruts on there, some colour. Let's do that. How are you all doing, Leslie? Are you well? Let me get my glasses before I fall over blind. Okay. So we've got Leslie in the house. Terry's here. Terry, what's going on? Be Bumstead. Hello, mate. Good to see you too, Mark. The usual suspects. Texas Tom is here as well. Tommy, what's going on? We're on. Absolutely, we're on. Now, let's get some colour on here. I'll flick this over. Workbench. So there she is there. You can see some of that grain now coming through. There's still some marks on there. We're going to tidy that up, but that's mainly the grain. You can see there's a bit of colour variation there. Some black sort of sap markings through there. I'll put some spirits on there, give you a look at how dark that's going to come up once we get some oil on there or some polyurethane. It will darken it, of course. Let me get a rag. Stress balls, they're all good. So there's the colour. Give you a look at how rich that's going to get. And you can see the grain in there too. Look at that grain. Okay, so we're going to get that guy. Once we colour that, it's going to go a nice dark colour. Obviously, the maple binding around the edges is going to set it off nicely. Now let's do some neck work. Okay, first things first, I want to grab this neck, which I have saved. There's the little crack in there. I filled that up with some sawdust and some glue. That'll get radiused out and sanded out. You won't see that line. We're also going to bind right near it. The binding is going to go pretty close to, probably not as close as I thought, but we've got to take about 1/8 of an inch or off there. That's nearly flush as well. Once we flush these edges, we'll start the carve on the back and get that guy up and running, as we say. Okay, so we're good for that? We're good for that. We are. Are we set? We're set. Good. Okay, so first things first, let us get these edges sanded. So we'll do that. We'll put this body away. We don't need that at the moment. It's coming out nice. I like what I see so far. So that guy's going to. You can see the curviness there of that guy, right? You can see the curviness there. That's the shape. All right. So we're getting there. We're getting there very slowly but surely. All right. Volume should be good. Hopefully you can all hear me. Very smixy shape. Absolutely. It's nice. Terry likes it. That is lush. Leslie, it is lush. Okay, we're going to grab this guy. We're going to go over here. We're going to do some sanding. Terry, do I need masks? Probably do. I hate it when it does that. Okay. There we go. There's our sanding. We're going to sand the edges of this guy. Get it flush. And once that's flush, we'll do the carve on the back. Let me get a mask on. I'll just wear the face mask. I've got goggles. I've got a hat as well. Mask it up. Okay, let's go. Don't know how loud this is going to be, so let me turn it on and see. There's only one way to find out. Turn that sucker on, Leslie. Like this camera blinking like that. I don't know why it's doing that, but let's see if that's better. Okay, start again. Very important. to Carve. So there we have it. Edges nice and flush. Okay, so we can start working on the Carve. Let's do that. Okay. Move this bench. This sander down. Let's turn that volume back up again a little bit so you can hear me a little bit clearer. How's that? Got a little bit more sawdust, clean sawdust there. The rest isn't very good because it's got a mix of this stuff in there as well. So let's mark that out. Let's see how we do that. So let's go to the bench. Bring that guy down like so. What's going on here? I'm just trying to get this camera set up right. There we go. There we go. Okay, so first things first, we need to reiterate the center lines. So let's get the center lines going. We've got it marked. I'm going to double check that, make sure it's even on both sides. We also have to cut a 4-degree angle on this guy, but that won't happen until we actually get the 4 degrees routed on top of that guy, on top of the body. So let's measure out this line and see where we're at. Okay, that's good. 50 fretboards, 54. That's good. So we've got 20, 25. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, that's centered. Down here, 40, 20. That's good. That's good to go. So let's make a line down the middle here. Call that the center. Just make that a bit darker. Okay. And now we can work off that middle. So I'll grab my felt pen. I always use a felt pen. Let's reiterate that. Center line. That's the no-go zone, okay? We do not touch that line. That's where the truss rod is. We're going to give it about 1/8 of an inch on either side. Go this side as well. So we've got about 1/4 of an inch channel to match the channel we have where the truss rod sits. Okay, that's that guy there. We don't touch that. That's no man's land. What we've got to do first is now start shaping the ends. That end's already started, so we're good there. I want to get this guy done. So I need a transition here for this neck. That's where the body crosses over, so we need this part rounded over. So we've got a circle, and I generally do line that guy up like so. It's just the right width. And I'll put a little semicircle, almost a semicircle heel on that, like that. Okay. And what that means essentially is all this, I'll make it a little bit narrower. I don't need a heel. That's fine. All this has got to go. That's the heel transition there. Before we know how far to go, I need to grab my template, just measure out the thickness of this guy again, so we know how much to take off. So let's grab our template again. The right template this time. This guy here. Let's overlay this guy here. Like so. Where is it? It's further up. Okay, that's fine. Right where we want it. There we go, right there. And I'm just going to measure, there we go, where that transition needs to go. Perfect, that's good, that's good. It's going to take that line down here. So we know the thickness, the maximum thickness needs to be about 22 millimeters, just under an inch. Do the same on the other side. So. Excuse me. Sneezy boy. Pardon me. Okay, so we know roughly our thickness. So you've got a little bit of there that has to come off. Now, let's get started with this. What we need to do is we need to take that corner off first. So I've got that lined up. Let's get this heel done first. Is this going to work? Should work. Let's try and clamp this down here and see how we go. No, it's not going to work. It might work there. It's not going to work either. I might have to move it onto here. Move that over there, like so. Okay, we can see that. Clamp that guy down. How many clamps do we need, Terry? 400 million billion. Just bring that camera down. Get a better view of that angle. Okay, a little bit better. Can you see that? See that? Clamp this guy down. And I'm just going to start transitioning this corner here. I'm going to actually bring that up a bit further. let's start. What do we use for that, Terry? This guy, of course, the half round rasp to get into those corners. So first things first, get rid of these edges. Start rounding that now and bring that down to that half circle there, that heel. Okay, that's what we're going to do. And then we'll just that'll gradually peel down. So we'll get rid of all this excess bulk. Once we get this guy rounded and roughed out, we then get the Shinto rasp, the saw rasp, and smash it. Hello, Willie. What's going on? The horse teeth rasp. That's the one. All the clamps. Yes, indeed. Mav, what's going on? Thank you for the blessings. I sneezed my petunias off. A little bit of dust probably went up my nose. Willie, is this your favourite part? Is this Willie's favourite part? There's the question for the chat. Is this Willie's favourite part? It is. She likes a good carve, so to speak. Whether it's roast in the oven or a kamikaze saw or rasp on the neck. It's everyone's favourite part. Love the neck carve. Everyone loves a neck carve. you guys see that okay? Getting that heel to get that right shape. This might be better suited to your viewing pleasure. How's that? That's a lot better, isn't it? And it doesn't do that. There we go. Let's fix that camera. There we go. That's a bit better. Get that half round in there. That half round, and get this guy completely shaped with the right fall away, like a slippery dip. Right into there, get around, follow that curve, get a little bit of an indentation, follow that curve nice and smooth, get a bit of bite, that's it. There is a cap going on there, so we're not too worried about little scratches and things. We've got to sand that out anyway. The importance here is to be consistent with both hemispheres as you work on each side. We want to make sure the angles and the depths are accurate and consistent. What we do to one side, we try and do to the other to get consistency. Like this out. start seeing that it's starting to take shape. Your personal hemispheres are out of whack. Well, that's what's happening. Stop it! This camera's giving me the shits. Okay. Let me sort that out. It's giving me the irrits. Where is it? Image, bench. Deactivate. I'm just fixing that camera. Give me a sec. There we go. Okay, that's a bit better. All right, continuing. Just keep going. We're used to it. Ha! Good on you, Mav. My magnetic personality. Ha! I've never heard such waffle. Now I am going over the middle here because we know this area is a lot higher than the bottom. So we've got about a half an inch to play there before we hit the same level as this. So I want to just gradually blend that into the middle section there. So that's got to come down like a ski jump. Goes up, but that's got to go down in a nice curved fashion. So I'm going to just rip that bump out of here, straight across. And when it's flat, relatively flat like so, I'm then going to put a concave finish to it to scoop that out. And then blend in those transitions. Work it all the way up to the base here so that it tapers up and follows the edge of the heel. That's starting to look good. Downhill. Always work downhill. when we want to check the symmetry of this, we'll grab our little profile tool and just get a look at that to see how we're progressing. Because the eye is very deceiving. 3600 wine is a very cool badge. It is indeed. So, what we want to do is take a profile of that and see what we're looking like. Okay. So you can see that it's quite consistent. It looks good from a consistency point of view. But, of course, it needs to be needs to actually be like that. Okay, so we've got to take away that much to get it to be a concave finish rather than a bump. It's got to ski down. It's got to ski down, as they say. So we keep working. And we keep scooting. Take more off the middle. Blending. That's what we're doing here. Like so. And once we have this transition almost done, what we do is we stop and we basically we start doing working from this end back this way, and then we eventually blend it in to the final thickness. But we'll keep going for a little bit longer. Just check that transition again. Okay, it's nice and consistent. We've got to get that reversed though, right? It's got to fit like that in there, so we're getting there. I might just grab Lisa's favourite tool of choice, her favourite toy, this thing here, and just do some serious damage. Just get rid of that excess. Like so. Round that over. Start to look really good. You can see that transition there. Shinto, that's the one. Hands in the wrong position. Yes, Tom, we know. It's very difficult to actually get in the right position and so you can see what I'm doing. But that's fine. I'm not fussed. this way so that my hands are in the right position. Rounded chisel to give us that final scoop. Get those big, mainly those teeth marks out. There we go. It's nice and drops away nicely. I'll hit that with a file, a little bit of a smoother file now, just to get those bite marks out of there, and just to do a measurement. I'll grab a scraper. Where's my special little cutout scraper? This guy's a doozy. It's got both this and that, and I need to use this end. Put some weight on this little stand. Okay, so we're at the stage now where we can start with the rest of the neck. Right, let's have a break. Let's catch up with the chat. So what we need to do now is mark this guy up. plumber's view. Yes, Tom, I get it. Hilarious. We're going to go quarter inch. We're going to fan that out to there. Taper that. Go to the volute, like so. Take this side as well. Like so. We're going to go down a quarter inch there, down a quarter inch there. We've done that. We're going to take this guy off. It's nicely meets up there nicely. This meets up here nicely. Very good. We've got our curves sort of right. Let's take our Lisa's favourite implement of fun. This big mother. We'll get the longer one out. Where are we up to? We're going to start rasping the shite out of this. That's the technical term for it. That's the technical term for it, Tom. Rasping the bejeepers out of it. Okay. Lisa, are you ready? This is ASMR for Lisa. We make a bevel. Down a quarter inch, across a quarter inch. 45 degrees basically. Like that, one side. Flip it over, Mr. Magoo. This thing makes light work of carving. These things are beasts. Like so. Easy peasy Lebanese. Easy peasy Lebanese, as they say. I don't know who says that, but anyway, pretend someone does. Right, next, we're going to mark the next bit out. So we go in another quarter inch. We take a wider angle from here up to there. Steeper. Take it off. Volute. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in. Down and across and down. Doing. Let's go down from the bottom of this little mother. down. Oops, that's too low. More of those silly songs, Terry. I don't know what's going on there. We've marked that edge. Now, you can see that next quarter or facet that has to come off. Let's get that done. Using the Shinto is magical. It takes no time. It takes no time. That's all I can say. This makes light work of it. Okay, let's go. So, take a little bit more up higher here. If we go too steep, we're going to get a D shape. Or if we go too shallow, we're going to get a D shape. If we go too steep, we're going to get a really big fat U shape. We need to go 45 to get a nice medium C. It's the foundation of the shape. No truss rod here, it's all in the middle, so we can go down as far as we want. We're staying away from the danger area. We should always go downwards. I'm going to use a rasp for this bit, just to get into that volute and shape that corner. Transition there. Leave that thick piece in the middle. Round off those corners. We chamfer that edge, that back edge there. It's sharp at the front, it's chamfered at the back. And shape that volute so it's a nice circle, semicircle. Okay. That's that. Further, follow the trajectory. It's done. Let's have a look at what that looks like after we do this side. So let's volute, volute, volute. Volute your big galoot, as they say. Karen Day! Is that Karen Day? What is happening? We are doing stuff. Let me show you the body, Karen. So there's our purple heart now that's been carved, okay, and sanded, rough sanded, but you can see the shape. Okay, that's it there. Got to do the front end. Got to get that 4-degree pitch. Take most of this bulk away. That means the neck will start at about right flush with the, and that'll come up at an angle of 4 degrees. All this is coming off. All this part's coming off. So we're going to have a more angular. It seems to be going upwards, but it's going to be actually like that to about there. To about there. So we'll take that angle, but that's it there. Beautiful. Purple heart. Look at that. Purple heart. Curvy girl. Girl with curves. Like that. Okay. So, and now what we're doing is this buggerizing around. We're carving the neck. So, let's carry on. We've got to do this volute section first. Like so. See that volute now starting to shape. Dana loves Purple Heart. Dana, tell me how much you love Purple Heart, Dana. Tell us all. I'll give you a look at the shape of this before we proceed with the final phasing. Is it that time already? Crikey. About 45 minutes to finish this. We'll probably get done. Pardon me. Little bumps there. Just getting those scoops roughed out. Give that a little bit of love. Give it a bit of love. Okay, now let's have a look at that shape, how it's progressing. So let's have a look at that shape. Down here, it looks like this. Okay, so you can see it's a D because we haven't cut that center section away. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. in the middle. A little bit wonky on one side. That's okay. We're going to fix that. And the volute end. Nice and flat. The neck itself. Very flat, very square. We've got to get that big flat end in there, rounded over. So it's going to be quite a flat C. You're going to probably see it end up like that at worst, right? So that's good down that end. We want it nice and thin. Okay, last section, which is the remaining of this. We go from, where's my pen gone? I'm going to throw something at someone soon. I'm going to throw something. Mav, if you were here now, I'd be throwing things at you. Let me have a look and see what I've done with that. It's probably right in front of me. Terry, have I lost something? Have I lost something, Terry? I found it. It's okay, so now we're going to go here. Almost to the middle. We've got to get rid of all this. And we're going to go all the way to the middle. All this has got to go. And we're going to go all the way down to almost the fretboard, pretty much. So that's a lot of work there. Again, now we're going to focus not on depth, but on flattening that out. We're going to focus on a very, very deep cut that flattens that out. Okay, let's do that. And we're going to try and go all the way down to the bottom, which means this is going to drop substantially, and we're going to come. Just going to make that little line just a bit smoother. It's actually in a good shape. Yeah, we're looking good. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm happy with this transition. This scoop's looking good. Okay, let's get down. Let's get down. Get on down. Get up. Get on down. Get up. Get on down. Transition time. Just drag that down a bit more. That. Looking good there. Nice and round. You can see that shape. This side as well. Nice and thin, little neck. Good, we like that. Take those edges off. Wonderful. Let's check the shape of that guy. Let's check this little neck in here, hey? Where's our shaping tool? Almost there, not too far away. Almost there. We've got this flat bit in the middle. Otherwise, it's almost there. Okay. Bit D still because we're flat. We've got to get that rounded. So it means we've got to get into this. We've got to get into this. shape. We always start with a good shape at one end. Not bad. Flat C. Almost there. So that's pretty good. That's going to sand up nice. Okay. What have we got in the chat? Let me catch up with you, goofballs. Manny's always misplacing something. Yes, I am. That's the truth. Yep. So Didymus, absolutely right. Get up. Get down. Get up again. I know this. Karen. Madness with a capital Q. Madness with a capital K. They're all in here. Sir Didymus is here. All the kooks are here. And that's what we love about this place, the kookiness of it all. Now, let's rasp the crap out of this last facet, and then we're going to get this thing down. Get up. Get on down. Giddy up, little doggy. Get in there. Nice. Wow, that's good. That's nice and flat on that side. Starting to get there, starting to get there. Still got a bit of height here, but that's good. We're going to deal with that in a minute. Let's get this transition done here. Get out this big boy. Get up. Get on down. Get up. Get on down. Oh yeah. Where's my scraper? Get my scraper. I love this scraper. Does a good job. Flattens things out nicely. Okay, this side. Let's go. Lisa's excited. Lisa, are you excited? She's excited. I can tell. Whew. Shinto. That's it. More Shinto. You can't have enough Shinto. I can never get enough Shinto. I can never get enough Shinto. Shintaro, Shintaro, Shintaro. Are you going down to San Fran? Shinto. Feeling for big bumps. It's okay, it's pretty smooth. The Shinto does a good job. Touch up that center line again so I don't stuff up. Night Halcyon, thank you for the follow. Awesome. Good to see you. We're carving next. More rasp. We're going to do a profile check in a minute. Check a bit of a baseball bat. We've got too much thickness in the middle, but that's by design. Let's have a look at that shape. Down on the neck, down on the neck. That's a very good C. It's a beautiful C. Can you see the beautiful C? Hey, good to see you. I'm glad you play. That's awesome. Steve Forward, everybody. Big shout out for Stephen. Steve, baby boy, what's going on? Great guitarist, Steve Forward. Welcome to the show. Good to see you, man. Big shout out for Steve. Thanks for coming in, guys. And Night Halcyon, thank you for the follow. I'll show you the body, Steve. Steve likes a good guitar story or two. There she is, Purple Heart on mahogany. I've got covered up so I don't scratch the back, but it's mahogany basically. Purple Heart, chambered on both sides. We're going to have one tone, one volume, and a three-way switch just down here, which is my design. This is called the Aurora, the L6 Aurora model. And that's a Purple Heart cap, carved, and we've got a matching neck. This guy here that we're now carving. We are doing a carve. Okay, so we've got this guy here, rosewood, Purple Heart cap on that. This neck is what is it? It's blackwood, Tasmanian blackwood, and we're just working out. We've got a nice C shape now. We've got to get that down nice and thin, and then we do some fine sanding to get it there. Nerdwino, what's happening? It's a nerd raid. Thank you for the raid. Come on in, guys. So that's it there. The L6, and we've got brass and Purple Heart dots. inlays in there. And we're just carving the neck. Welcome on in, guys. Astro's here as well. Thank you very much for the big raid, you guys. Appreciate you. Come on in. Knight, thank you for subscribing, man. Appreciate your support. Let's go back to the bench. Let's get this little lady back on there. And then we're going to absolutely rasp the bejesus out of the final stage. So the final stage here is to get this shape, this big C shape, down a little bit flatter. It's a lot of this. A baseball bat at the moment. I'll show you the shape of that guy. We're down to about yay here. Okay, so it's a nice C. It's pretty good. Most people would go with that, but remember, we've still got a radius, the fretboard, which is about 1/4 inch. It's got to come down a couple of millimeters to 3 millimeters to about 1/8 or just a bit over. But that's the C shape. We're going to refine that, just get that little bit of thickness out of the back there. First things first, I want to check the thickness of the truss rod and just do a safety line, because if we go down too far in the middle, we might hit that channel. There is a steel rod in there that keeps that neck straight. So we've got to do that. Thank you for the follow, guys, and Tropic Universe, thank you. Appreciate it. And Edwino, thanks for the raid. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you had a good stream. I hope you had fun. Did you have fun? Tell me all about it. I want to know. I want to know. Did you have a good stream? Okay. What am I getting? I'm getting a truss rod. And I'm checking. This is the truss rod we're using. So I'm just checking the thickness of this guy. And I'm just going to check the thickness of this guy, as they say. So I'll grab some calipers. It's around about 9 or 10 millimeters. But I want to double check. Because I always do these little kooky checks. Because I want to make sure I don't get down there and ruin the neck by breaking through that channel. Remember, there's a truss rod sitting deep inside that neck, and we have to guess roughly how much bottom there is there. This guy is 8.8, so we say 9 millimeters, right? So essentially, what I need to do is measure the length of this guy from the top of where it joins. If I go down 9 millimeters, to about there, that's pretty much the bottom of the truss rod. So that leaves me about 1/4 inch to play with. So what I'm going to do is, given that that's thick and I want a neck at about 22, that's perfect. So I will mark that right there. I will double check that 9 millimeters to see that it hasn't reached the threshold of the point of no return. We don't want that. I'm going to give it a bit more, 9.5. That's spot on. Let's do that again, 22. Let me mark that. Okay. 9 millimeters down. There's 9. There's 9. There's 9.5, more than enough, and we've got a good 1/4 inch to play with. That's perfect. So I'm going to go all the way down to that line. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down all the way to that line. I'm going to be adventurous. Watch me do that. Okay, Judy Whackers, let's go. So the first thing we do is we clamp this guy in. We're using a Japanese Shinto razor saw. It's basically a bunch of little saw blades, angry little teeth on this saw blade. And they're all joined together in the matrix of death, as I call it, right? So they're all riveted together. That thing takes meat off anything really, really quickly. YOLO, what is happening in Tropic Universe? Good to see you. What is going on? Dan the BC man, awesome. Measure 2, then cut once. There I see. I measure 5 times and I cut twice because I usually stuff up the first time. No, you're right. I try and do my best to measure 3 times to cut once. What I'll do in a minute, guys and girls, is I'll go and get the L6 Aurora that we made. The first model, the prototype that this model is based on. I'll show you guys what that looks like. But first things first, let's get down to busyness. So we'll mark out right across here the threshold of death. Let's mark that out. We don't want to go below that line. It's all right up this end, but down here is the problem. So I'm going to keep that there. Like so. Do this side as well. Two. Oh, damn it. Battery's falling out. Get out of there. Let me pop that back in. Give me a sec. Come on. Don't be like that. Don't be cruel. Okay. .22's there. Okay. To all the uninitiated geeks, what does that actually mean? It means we've got to cut away some of this crap now and not go beyond that mark. Let me double check this again. One more time for the dummies, as they say. 22's there, 9mm is 9.5 is there. We've got a 1/4 inch to play with. We're good. I think we're good. Let's pop this in. I've got 15 minutes left, so what I want to do is just get that down, if I can, and show you guys the model that we finished before this guy. So give it about a minute or two to get this down. Inch by inch. get down to where we need to be. Just check that shape before we go on. Lovely. Okay, it's getting there. With a fine sanding, we'll get that nice and flat. A nice little medium C or flat D shape. Comfortable to play, not too much, not too thick, not too thin either. Okay. But it can't be a baseball bat like it is at the moment. Some people like baseball bats. Halfway there. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Smooth over the edges. Cassie Snowart, what is happening? Thank you for the raid. What is going on? Hope you're having a good stream. I hope you had a good stream. How you doing, guys and girls? My name's Manny. I'm from a luthier from Australia, based in Sydney. We do this once or twice a week. Welcome on in. Come on in. Thanks for the raid. You guys. Appreciate that raid earlier on from Nerduino, and come on in, guys, join the team. If you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, please do so. Like, follow and subscribe us on us there. Terry, can we have the link up, please, when you get a chance? Thank you. We're just carving this neck. We're almost there. Just getting the thickness down now before we start fine sanding. There, a little bit more just down this end of town. Whew. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's roughed out. That is roughed out. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Still a little bit on the thick side. We've got a lot of sanding and scraping to do, so bear with me. Bear with me. That's the rough shape. Let's have a look at that up close. There it is. So, starting to look like a neck now. We're almost there. Got to cut the angle on that, 4 degrees, 3.5 to 4. I'll match that up with the front. It's a little bit thick still, but we've got a lot of fine sanding to do now with sandpaper and hand sanding and get that right down. We also have to radius the fretboard to 12-inch radius, so that'll take a couple of millimeters off there as well. So, pebble heart cap. Let me go grab Aurora, the number 1 model, Aurora, and show you what it's going to look like when we're finished. This is our Aurora model, the L6 chambered. That's what the finished product looks like. Okay. So we've got, this one's not Purple Heart, obviously. This one is a lemon burst or honey burst maple. We've got mahogany on the back, maple matching cap. We'll have a Purple Heart cap for this one. We've got maple binding, Tasmanian blackwood neck, and of course this one's got a river oak fretboard, the other one, and big block markers. This guy has got a rosewood fretboard with little markers, but they're Purple Heart and brass. Something a little bit different. This one model's called the Majestic. Actually, it's a one-off because it's a Purple Heart cap. But that's our Aurora there. That's the Aurora model. Nice weight, not too light, not too heavy, as say a traditional vintage one of these would be. As you can see, the main difference down here, 1 volume, 1 tone, 3-way switch. So yeah, this guy plays all right. If I can get my leg up. Resonates beautifully. Anyway, that's the model we're working with, guys and girls. So that's what we're going to eventually turn this little guy into. You can start seeing, yeah, got to get that neck fitted in there nice and snugly, but you can start seeing where that's going to end up eventually, right? Gold hardware on this one. Gold hardware, Mr. Glynn's pickups from New Zealand. He winds my pickups because he's a good man and he does a good job. He does a magnificent job. I'll just snooze that ad. And that's pretty much it for me for today. I need to run, but I'll be back my Friday. So I'm in Sydney, so my Friday, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, that means it's a Thursday probably for you guys. If you're in the States or Europe, it'll be a Thursday. That's when I'll be back in a few days' time. Now, I'm going to see who's on. Firstly, thank you very much for the raiders and the followers and the subscribers. Appreciate you. Night Halcyon for the sub, and Tropic Universe for the follow, and Night again for the sub, and Nerdwino, you are the best. Thank you for the raid. Really appreciate it, man. Let's see who's on. I'll return the favor, of course, because I like to do that. Live. Who's live? Let's have a look here. Trying to find something happening. I'm going to go to John Reeves, who's a music reactor. John Reeves. John Reeves live. Let's rate him. Oh, damn it. There we have it. Invalid username. Did I spell it wrong? Sorry, let me try again. What is it? Reeves Live. John Reeves Live. Did I spell wrong? That's working. There we go. All right, guys and girls, I'll be back soon. See you soon. Be good. Catch you later.